Hello, it's Monday. Oh, what day is it? The 28th, I think? April, so nearly May. Craziness. It's Monday making vlogs. I have just been for a haircut, which is why my hair is so flat and short. But I wanted to show you my finished jumper. I've just taken it off the blocking mats just now. Let me pop you down here, you might be able to see it. I'm obviously not wearing it today because it's going to be 20 degrees, but yep, the length is really good. I can still give it a tuck. The sleeves are nice and long, but I can still roll them up. And the stripes have worked out perfect. I had just these little bits left. I get them out of my bag. Just all this little stuff left. So yeah, I won't blither on about it too much because it'll be on the podcast this week. So yeah, but I just wanted to show you because I'm really pleased with it. I tried it on yesterday, obviously when I finished it, but without the blocking, it looked a bit short, a bit weird, and my husband didn't say anything. I thought, oh god, he thinks it looks awful. But then once it's been blocked, it looks really nice. I'm really pleased with it. So I'm just going to hang it up just so the side creases can come out a little bit. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. So now I've got to choose what I'm going to cast on next. So, because obviously you finish one, you've got to put another one on. So the other sweater quantities I have, or I could do. So, right, my options. My other sweater quantities are for two more of these, but with different stripes. So I'm not going to pick one of those because I've just made one of these. But I did just buy some of this gorgeous green Yarn Smith Merino to make a is it Hazel vest by Along avec Anna. I'd seen Bex make one on Bex Creates in like a lilac-y colour, and it just looked so nice, and I've been fancying like something in this colour since I'd seen Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit make a cardigan for her daughter in a similar colour. So I bought some of this, so I can either make this or I've got yarn for an Elton by Joji Locatelli. So I've got this fluff and this merino to do an Elton jumper. But I quite fancy the double knit, so I might make the slip over because this has been a lot of four-ply. Oh, it feels so nice. But I'm going to take it off because it's going to get to 20 degrees today, so I'm going to put my shirt back on. So I'll come back to you in a moment. Hey now. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello. Hi again. I'm just having a look at what we can make for tea. Because it's going to be quite warm, I'm just going to pick something quite easy. So all the one pan, these all-in-one recipes are quite, I won't say heavy, but warming. Because they're all like a stew or a tray bake or something. So I thought I'd use the other pinch of num, which is a bit disgusting because I've used it quite a bit. Pinch of num, just a classic book, and I'm going to just make some tandoori skewers. Because I think I've got most of the stuff in there. I just need some yogurt and some chicken breasts. It does say thigh fillets, but I'm going to use the breasts instead. And I'll just pick up some salad, and I've got some new potatoes and things we can have with them. So that should be quite nice and not too heavy for the warm day, and it should be a nice quick easy meal. So yeah, I'll just, because I'm going to the supermarket with my sister in a bit. She wants to take a dress back to Sainsbury's, so yeah, so I've popped these lovely green yarns in a project bag. Has to be a green project bag to go with a green project. So let's have a look. What needles do I need, and have I got them free? Okay, let's have a look. Want to add a new project. It's our best. Knitting. Import. My Ravelry library. There it is. I mean, I'm not going to be wearing it anytime soon, but it should be a fairly quick. 4 and 3.75. Now I've got 3.75s because I used them on the last project. Have I got 4s available? Yes, I do. Okay. Let's have a look. One of the positive ease of 10 to 20 centimetres. So 90 centimetres. I don't like loads of these, so I'm probably going to go for the 100 centimetre size, which is the third size. That should be plenty for me. Otherwise it's going to be 20. Otherwise it's going to be huge, isn't it? Right, don't want it huge. Does it say what the one on the front is? It does say you're supposed to use merino and mohair all together, but Bex used this yarn, DK yarn, so I'm fine with that. You cast on the back. Do some short rows, increase for the armholes, put the stitches on hold, then you're at the front. Short rows, neckline increases. Left front, left back. Oh, so you do the front either side. Join the fronts, armhole increases, join the back and front. And then you just knit down, do the armholes, do the neckline, done. Yeah, well, I'll probably pause partway through, do the neckline and the armholes, then I know I've got enough yarn to get to the bottom. I think I've got six balls of this, which is 110 meters, which would be 660 meters, which should be about right. It says 640 of the merino, 675 meters of the mohair. Why that would be more, I don't know, but yeah, I should have enough. It always gives you extra, doesn't it, anyway, so okay. Okay, I've got the some new potatoes boiling. I've made my skewers, a bit of a mess, and I'm going to grill them on the grill pan. So, here we go. It's now Tuesday and I realised that I'd not finished off the vlog from yesterday and I've not updated you on any books that I might have read, because we do normally talk about books on a Monday. So yeah, tea was really nice. Minnie ate it as well, which is a good thing, so everyone enjoyed that. I'm just about to edit and then I'm going to film a podcast later today. I've just been for my nails doing. Got a bit of orange. But yeah, in terms of reading, I've mainly been audiobooks at the moment. I am reading The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, which is this one. But I'm not doing very well with it. I don't know why. The writing's really small. It just puts me off. Anyway, I've been audiobooks. So, what have I finished? For some reason it's put that one on twice. Okay, so I had listened to... Had I finished Off to the Races? I can't remember. That was my book club choice for last month. I gave it like 3.5 stars. It was alright. It was your classic romance kind of thing. Yeah. It's an Elsie Silver and I really like her Chestnut Springs. But, well, I've read one of them. And that was much better. So I would recommend that series more than this one. I think this was like her first book. You can kind of tell in the writing style that it is an earlier prose, if you like. I also listened to The List of Suspicious Things by Jennie Godfrey. That was really good. I really enjoyed that. That was set in Leeds, so set where I live, and at the time of the Yorkshire Ripper, so like the 70s to 80s. And it was about Miv and her friend Sharon and how they are trying to catch the Ripper, basically, and making a list of all the suspicious things that are on their street and in their town, and if that could possibly mean that they are the Ripper or whatever. And there's a lot of talk about what the role of women, talk about racism at that time, far right sort of stuff. I mean, it's from the opinion and point of view of a child, so it's not deep into these subjects, but it is touched on, so it's not heavy in any way, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the local aspect to me anyway. Then I listened to 2 in a row of the Alexander Gregory thrillers, which is a series by L.J. Ross. So I listened to Imposter and Hysteria. Imposter was really, really good. I gave that 5 stars. I don't know whether that was just because of the writing or because of the narrator, which was Hugh Dancy, because he did an absolutely fantastic job. He was doing Irish accents and old people and women, and yeah, it was really, really good. He could differentiate each single character. And I just blitzed through it pretty much in a day. I enjoyed it so much. It was really good. The second one, that's about... he's a criminal profiler, and he'd been called in to investigate a murder in a small Irish town. I can't remember why they chose him, but anyway, yeah. And it's just a murder mystery, but it was good. I didn't guess who it was. And then I listened to Hysteria, which is the second one. That's set in Paris, in New York Fashion Week. I didn't like that one as much. I didn't think the story was as strong. But I still gave it 3 stars, and it was listenable, and again, he did a really good job. He doesn't do the rest of them. The rest of them are Richard Armitage, who, again, I like him, but he did a really good job. Did Hugh Dancy. I would recommend those 2. Then I moved on to In an Absent Dream, which is from the Wayward Children series by Sean Maguire. This was one of the standalone stories, which I think I prefer. I gave it 4.5. I much prefer those standalone stories about one of the characters rather than the one where they're all in. I think they're stronger stories. They always feel a bit, and then they went there, and then they went there, and then they went there, when it's the other ones, and I don't like them as much. But yeah, this one's about Lundy and her... Where is she? What world is she in? Oh, she's in like this market, and everything... You can't ask for anything, because that means you have to give fair value for it, but fair value isn't money. It could be a pencil, or it could be a hair from your head, or it could be a story. And if you can't give fair value, then something happens to you. And if you have too many, if you get too many debts, then you can turn into something else. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was much more rounded as a story than the other one. The one I read last time was Beneath the Sugar Sky, and they were in like a sweet shop kind of world, and it was just a bit silly. So yeah, this was much better. And then the last one that I've just finished is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine, which I absolutely loved. I gave it 5 stars. It was such a good story, such a good character. I really loved Eleanor, and I loved the way that she talked and the way that she said things, which is how we all feel but don't say, because we've not got that thing in our brain that allows us to do it. Yeah, it's about a woman who, I mean, a lot of people, I suppose, would maybe say she's a bit autistic in a way. She's very insular, very sort of a bit of a loner, and she's got this mum who's in prison, and she's got scars on her face, like she was involved in a fire, but you don't know her background, and that slowly comes across later on. But she starts making friends with the IT guy, and then they start meeting up because certain things happen that means they will meet up a few times to visit someone in hospital and things, and you just slowly see her coming in to her own personality and getting out and talking to people, because she was so in her own little world and drinking too much and things like that. But yeah, I would highly recommend that. That one's by Gail, Honeyman. A really good story, and the audio was very, very good. Yeah, so I'm now listening to June 1st, which is by Jennifer Hartman, and that's a book club one. And I'm also reading the 2nd volume of the Sandman graphic novel as well, just on my Kindle, because I've got it on Amazon Prime reading. Yeah, so that is a big update about that. And that's everything for today. I'm going to edit this, I'm going to put some clothes away, then I'm going to film the next podcast, then edit that, and then I've got to go shopping. I've got a lot to do today, and I have just put my car in for its MOT, which was playing on my mind, so that's done. Yeah, so I will say goodbye for now, but I'll see you soon, because I'll be up on the podcast probably in the next day. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again next week for another Monday Making Vlogs. Bye!